If today were your last day on earth, would you tell anyone?
No, I don't think I would. My name is Cindy Dufour. My birthday is December 27th, 1956, and I'm 68 years old. I was born in New Orleans, Louisiana.
Miss Cindy, what was the hardest goodbye you ever had to say?
The hardest goodbye I ever had to say was to my husband that passed away. It'll be 2 years in December. About 3 weeks ago.
Wow.
My cousin and I was talking, and we were talking about just different things, and James came to my mind, and I just started crying, and I do that off and on. I don't know how to get past it.
If you found yourself in a room with everyone you've ever loved, whose face would you search for first and why?
My husband, because I miss him a lot. He was my rock, and I depend on him a lot.
How long were you married to him?
48 years.
He was sickly?
Yes, he was sick. He had a massive heart attack like 14 years ago. He had another one, and they said he would never survive it, and he did. I took care of him every way that I could. I have no regrets with that. I did what I should have done.
When did you realize that life would never be simple again?
There we go again. It's James. You know, once he passed away, you know, at first it's a shock, and then it's like reality sets in, because you just think it's a dream. You know, you don't think it's true. You still can't believe it. And then when it hits, then that's when you're lost.
And you just keep reliving it over and over.
Yeah.
Miss Cindy, how would you describe your father?
My father was one of a kind. He drove a milk truck. He always asked, you know, if I wanted to miss school, skip school, to go with him on the milk truck. And of course, every time he did, I would. And he'd say, but you have to go to bed early. You got to go because we got to get up at 12 o'clock. I said, okay, Daddy. So we'd get up, and we had some experiences on the road. We'd have cows on the roads that we went through. And we also had horses. And one time they had a horse that was running on the side of the truck. And he said, hit the floorboard. And I said, no, Daddy, I don't want to hit the floorboard. He said, yeah, hit the floorboard. I don't want you up, because he said sometimes the horses will turn and I'll hit them, and I want you to be on the floorboard. So I did. And another thing that stays in my mind that I never, ever forgot since I was young, when I started working, he always told me to save for a rainy day. And that is one thing he said he can say about me, that I listened to one thing he had to say.
That's
and
awesome.
I'm very proud of that. Anxiety is very high right now. Since James passed away, it's like I've got so many problems, and it has been one thing after the other. I've gotten to where right after he died, I guess a couple of months after he died, I started this not sleeping, and went to the doctor, and they gave me some medicine, and it worked for a little while, then it didn't, and kept on, and I'm still taking care of that as of now. Then they diagnosed me with vascular dementia. They also diagnosed me with AFib, and also with my heart beating too fast. So I have an appointment. I did a MRI, and I got to go do an EEG. They're thinking, because what happens, I pass out. And I say pass out, but I just go out, and I don't even know that I exist. Mm-hmm. And they have to, of course, call the ambulance, and they always fly me out. I've had 2 episodes so far, and they trying to rule out seizures for the second time, and hope they do. And at the moment, I can't drive, so it kind of makes it hard, you know, because I have to depend on people, and I'm so self-independent to where, you know, it's hard for me. But I do the best I can. I mean, that's all I can do. And I have a lot of good people that help me, so, you know, they don't leave me out.
That's great, because a lot of people don't have anybody.
That's right. And my neighbors next door, they come and check on me. If they don't hear from me for a couple of days, they're coming over and check on me, make sure I'm okay.
Have you ever experienced a moment when someone saved your life?
Yeah, actually, twice. When I had this episode, I had my little Yorkie, Milo, and I went out, blacked out, and Milo started barking. Now, he was a little bit younger than what he is now, but he started barking. And James came out the house, and he said, well, she fell asleep in the chair again, because I'd always fall asleep in my chair on the patio. And he tried to wake me up, and he couldn't wake me up. He even tried with ice, but Milo was barking, and he was wondering what Milo was barking about also. And Milo was upset when all this was going on, so they had to go put him inside. So, of course, they called, you know, everybody, and they flew me out to Ellick, and I stayed out till the next morning. I did not wake up, didn't know what was going on. They say they talked to me, they asked me questions, and I answer them. Some I get wrong, but it's not very many I get wrong. But I do answer questions, I talk to them. And I'll open my eyes and I'll see the first responders here. And I can name, you know, I picture them, I see them. But then I go out again and I don't know nothing. And the second time, Sean was in the shed and Milo went to the door and started barking and barking. And Sean was like, why is Milo barking? He said, you know, he normally doesn't bark like that. So he thought I had left him on the patio by himself, which I never do. So he decides he's going to come over and see about Milo. And that's when he found me in the chair and I was out. He tried to wake me up and he couldn't. So, of course, he called his mama and his mama told him what to do, and he did. And he told him exactly what was going on, and he did what he was supposed to do, and I'm very proud of him for that.
So Milo's basically your service dog you didn't know you had.
That's right. I never knew Milo would do that. But when he did it the second time, that really, you know, convinced me that
he saved your life.
Yeah, he got their attention. Probably go for a nurse, because I love to care for people. I was a first responder at one time, and I loved it. I don't like it when I do CPR and I lose somebody, which I've only lost one. The rest, we've succeeded, you know, and I just love to care for people. I just love to go out and on those calls. I mean, I don't like it, but, you know, it's to help someone. So that's the thing I like.
Miss Cindy, what's the most priceless gift you've ever received?
My kids, for one, but Milo. I didn't think I was going to get Milo because I wanted Milo, and then I said, well, never mind, because my kids tricked me and said, you're not going to get a dog. I said, okay, well, then I gave up. So I didn't think I was going to get my little Yorkie. And I said I would never have a dog in the house. Well, don't never say never, because you never know what you're going to do. But so here they come with a big old bag, and they had everything in it. They had the dog food, they had the shampoo, they had the bowls, they had the harness, they had the leash. I mean, anything a dog needed, they had it in that bag. And I was puzzled. I kept looking in that bag and saying, what is going on? So still didn't hit me that I was getting a dog. So all of a sudden they come, they bring this bag in, and they have paper in it. And they said, okay, now you can open this bag. And it was for Mother's Day. They gave him to me for Mother's Day. They said, pull the bags, you know, the paper very gently. So I did. I pulled the paper very gently, and there was Milo. Then I couldn't think of his name. So there was Sean in the corner saying, Milo, Milo. And I never heard him because I guess I was so excited. So Fred was here, and Fred said, well, let's go through dog names. And he came to Milo, and I said, that's it, Milo. And he said, how about naming Milo Cade? So that's how he got his name.
If you could meet 3 people in heaven, who would they be?
Definitely be my husband, my mom, and my grandparents.
What song did you listen to when you were at your lowest point?
Dancing in the Sky. The words are beautiful. When someone passes away, and I had that played at James's wake, it's just, you have to listen to the words. It's beautiful. And it says like they're dancing in the sky, you know.
If you wrote a book about your life, what would the title be?
One day at a time.
If you wrote a book about your best friend, what would the last line be?
I love you because you got such a big heart.
And who would that be to?
Lisa. Well, I'm thankful for my kids. I was thankful for my husband being married 48 years, which you don't see that no more. I just thank God I get up every day and you know, be able to do what I need to do. And thank God that I hit the floor and I'm breathing.
What's the most exciting thing that has ever happened to you in your life?
One of the things would be Milo, my dog. He's a Yorkie, and he's lovable. He's sweet. He's really a good dog. And he protects me, as I said before. Also, our house burnt down, and we had a can. There's a story behind the can. We had a can, and the kids would say, when they'd say, I can't, we named the can, I can't, but I can. And we had it on the cabinet, and we said, every time you say you can't, you got to put a coin, whether it's a quarter, a dime, a penny, nickel, whatever. Just some change, you know, one piece of change. Put it in that can, because you can. James happened to drop his dad's diamond ring that his dad had given him, and it was a real diamond. And so he dropped it in that can. Well, our house caught on fire. We lost everything, and we went kind of digging to see what we could find, you know. And we found pennies welded together from the ring and found the diamond attached to a penny. So we kept it for years. And then all of a sudden, James took it. I didn't even know it was missing. He took it, and he took it to Steele's, and he made him put a fake diamond in it, just a stone, so that I wouldn't know anything. And he had a necklace made for me. And it meant a lot because, you know, it was his dad's. And he thought, enough for me. He thought I deserved it. So, and I still have it.
How nice. What's one piece of advice you try to live by?
Well, faith, love, help whoever you can, when you can.
What's one thing that still keeps you up at night?
I have no idea. Since James passed, like I said, I can't sleep. I'll go to sleep 3, 4, 5 in the morning. Sometimes I see daylight. And then I'll crawl in the bed, and sometimes I'll take a little nap, and sometimes I won't. Sometimes I will stay up 2 days and 3 nights. 3 days and 2 nights. And it doesn't affect me at all. I'm just like the Energizer Bunny. I just keep on going. Trust. Trust is very important to me. Sometimes you need to talk to somebody, and it's about something that you don't want everybody to know. So I have to be able to trust you to tell you what I need to say. And don't lie to me. I will not lie to you, and I don't want you to lie to me. And that's something I had to work on myself.
What's one message or lesson you hope people will remember you by?
Well, I'm hoping that I have a good reputation with people, that I try to help everybody I can with what I can. Sometimes I can't help, you know. Also, my grandson has stayed with me since James died, and he helps me out a lot. I love him being here. Very, very proud of him. He's come a long way.
That's awesome. And he helps take care of you when you need.
Yes.
How do you hope people will describe you when you're gone?
I hope nice. I want to leave a good trail, you know.
If someone gave you a box with everything you've ever lost, what's the first thing you'd look for?
Probably something James gave me that means a lot. My husband.
What do you think your younger self would say about you today?
I've come a long way.
What's a feeling you really miss from the past?
Well, I kind of miss, you know, a lot of family, my husband.
What's one thing you feel people often overlook or misunderstand about you?
Well, I can say a lot about that because sometimes, and it's just something I do and I don't even realize I do it. I kind of talk rough and people take it the wrong way, but it's not really what I mean. And they get offended sometimes,
You're to the point.
I guess, yeah. And it turned out pretty ugly sometimes, you know. And I tried to explain, of course, but people are people, you know that.
If today were your last day on earth, would you tell anyone?
No, I don't think I would. And the reason for that is because it's bad enough that I know. And why should I stress my family out saying this is my last day when they would find out anyway the next day? Live it like it's your last day.
Correct. What scares you the most about the future?
We don't know what the future brings to us, is going to bring to us. So of course, I'm prepared. I've taken care of a lot of things that needed to be done for in case things get rough. Me to have my husband back.
Any particular moment?
Probably when we got married.
Who is one person who shaped your life the most?
It would be my husband, because I'm not going to name anybody, but I was pulled out of school and I was in the 12th grade and I came back to school because of James. He said, "You're going back to school and you're going to finish." And he said, "And I'm going to help you." And he did, and I did graduate.
Who is the strongest person you've ever known and why?
That would probably be my daddy, because he taught me a lot. I mean, he taught me when I got my first car, he taught me how to change the oil. He taught me how to change the tire, you know, and in other words, save myself money. I didn't need to go to the gas station or the oil place to get my oil changed. I could do it myself.
And save yourself, period.
That's right.
Which means more to you, time or money?
Probably time,
Why?
because you never know how long you're going to be on this earth.